guys.
Damn
Control.
it!
Meaty tabs.
Molasses. Why do people in toilet cells only brush with molasses? Don't you know what shit is missing? Yeah, it sucks.
You already know where you are, Phil. I can
What's
tell.
going on, people? Welcome. Welcome. Kimberly Sparkles. How you doing?
All right,
Hope all is
so
well.
It's not making
Good
pizza.
evening.
Really?
How's your weekend? Well, you're ending to the weekend. Sunday.
that is weird.
Oh yeah, I know. Tell me about it. I'm keeping up.
All right, let's get going.
I'm listening to those reaction channels.
All right, we're now caught up. Where the
One
heck
second.
is
Hold
it
on.
going?
I got my tablet going on, girl, over here. Yeah. Mm.
Oh, she's not there. Yeah, she's at a gas station. Poo-poo's at a gas station. Okay, gotcha. Gonna pull up that restaurant. Right back. Hey, Lindsay. How you doing? You know? Okay, I gotta tell everybody this. The area that she's gonna be in, this is super familiar to her because this is just shy of crap. So I wonder if she knows ways to go. And I wonder if she likes going to this area. I mean, this is just south of the Adam Motel. This is literally where Heather used to live. A lot of things are in here. They take puppies on the other side of this intersection. Believe it?
Right now, I'm actually trying to catch up with
So
Chantel,
that
listening
is
to Monty
this intersection here.
on the laptop.
The toilet okay, to the short straw.
They're gonna be on the
Hey, I
ID
asked you a
channel.
question
What makes you
and
think
you
that?
answered it wouldn't be
Girl, this
seen
woman
under
is
past
out
year
of
or two.
control. I know that much. You ain't
And
never lie.
approximately 92% of you said yes. 28% said no. You seem a little bit more
Seriously.
sensitive to what I've been trying to say. How you doing? You have a moment?
Clear some energy up out of here.
Is this the gas station she said she was going to was the Esso, which is actually, let me check, let me make sure because there was some option here. I thought she said she was going
Hey, Stephanie.
Ultra where the Esso is, unless she was mistaken.
How's everybody
Let me
doing?
slow it up because there's a petrol here, and there's
Woo! Got the sage
Ultra.
popping, girl. Popping.
So
It's on fire.
this is fire.
She's losing it. Oh. Oh, well, yeah, it doesn't take a rocket
So we're
scientist
now
to put that
okay.
together, Kimberly, right? Jealousy.
Yeah, but Dr. Ramsey was another
The
asshole who
green
said
eyed monster.
he's gonna
I'm
be
doing much
losing
better.
about 4 months now.
Thank you. Trying to hold it down. Resting. Getting my health in order.
She was on this
You know,
mountain.
doing the best I can do with what I have as far as my health is concerned. Things are starting to look up and look better, but I gotta stay on track.
Because
It's easy to, get off balance and go back into those idle, comfortable ways of just eating what you want, not thinking about the consequences. You know what I'm saying? Especially salt, sugars, and everything. Always gotta be mindful of what you put in your body.
for me,
Whew,
to make
is a tough task, but it's doable. I'm still continuing to lose weight to alleviate a lot of my symptoms that come along with living with congestive heart failure.
because this is the stage of
Walking
use.
is a plus
While I'm
and a
looking,
must.
somebody else
I know that for a fact.
intentions to
Outside of that, just taking it a moment at a time, trying to stay out of drama, not create any drama, keep my cup of love for self overflowing so I can be able to give it to someone else. Staying away from negative energies that I invite in due to my loneliness and desperation. I always got to keep that up front. How is my spirit feeling today? Am I treating myself well? Did I smile? Look myself in the mirror? Did I tell myself I love myself today? Little things like that. It may sound like big things for some because, not being used to doing those things for yourself, it can become a challenge. But once you get into the habit of daily routine of just, not learning how to love yourself, but actually doing it. There's no correct way to learn how to love yourself. It instinctively, it comes automatically, you know? Gotta keep the faith. Keep the faith, you know?
Okay, thank you, Goya. Goya says,
And always find that strength to balance out the scales within your heart for the adventures that you gotta proceed throughout the day. Yo, it's Monday. Tomorrow's Monday morning, y'all.
continue
Start of a new week.
celebrate itself. That's why people
How y'all been doing?
that's why you get some he's posted at 9. SAP, Julie Benito posted at 10. Philip already closed.
I take it, Kimberly, you've been following the madness in Shantopolis. Yes, taking it easy. Yeah,
Really, because
that's at the end of the day, like
those things
things outside of ourselves, we don't have no control over. And if our perception of life is ultimately leading us down a dark path, making us feel like, oh my God, the world is going to end, there's something that needs to shift and change in our perspective on what we're doing in order to keep putting ourselves in positions
Lexi
to
says,
invite
good self.
those energies into your life. I learned a lot over the last year, man, with this pandemic still going on and, you know, having not only to just, learn how to show up for yourself, not depend on anybody except you and the God of your understanding to get you through those dark moments in life,
Keto
man.
said that.
I'm telling you, yo, this shit is a roller coaster ride. Cause some days it's better than others. I ain't gonna lie. Some days, your spirit, you wake up and you feel like you can conquer the world, and next thing you know, bam, you get a little ache and pain in a certain region of your body that you ain't never felt since you was a kid, and you think you dying and shit. Like, oh my God, I gotta go to the hospital. I think I'm dying. Nah, that's just your body letting you know it's time to put in some work. Get the stepping, girl. Get the stepping. Trust me.
Well, there is your success.
But I basically I've been walking a lot.
So
I
now,
try to make at least 7,500, 75,000. Excuse me, not 100.
the area
Almost
is
10,000 steps in a
basically
day. It's doable.
mushrooms are
I don't know if anyone's familiar with the Nike Run app. Well, I use that app to track and monitor my walking distance. I don't necessarily have to run. Oh, you have a mammogram appointment tomorrow. Okay, my doctor, yeah. Okay, good. All right, so you're gonna have experience with that. I'm gonna need some information about that. The mammogram.
well, she would probably
Yeah, 6,000 is good. That's a decent amount too. Yes, that's like a mile and a half, a mile and a quarter every day.
nice.
My doctor, she set me up with a mammogram, and I'm like,
Have you ever used
okay.
speculums?
No, I never had a mammogram. What is that? That's like a they do the X-ray where they smash your breasts into some sort of contraption in order to get a picture of your breast tissue. I heard that it's painful. I'm kind of like a little leery and like afraid because me and pain we don't get along, but it's funny how I contradict myself when I talk about me and pain not getting along when ultimately I invited that shit into my life for almost a decade and I got comfortable sitting in my own pain,
All right, just so
not
that
knowing
everybody
how to
knows,
remove
here's
myself
what
from it
happened
or releasing myself
was
from the clutches of my own destruction.
simple
Shit is deep, y'all.
pain.
Telling you.
It's
Mammogram. That's to check for cancer or something. I'm 43 years old. I never did it. I said, okay, all right, I'll do it. I'll do it. And I gave her a hard time.
that's where the bug comes.
Yes, emotional pain is different, but can ultimately lead you to actually having symptoms of physical pain. Because you think it and believe it, you'll become it. So in my situation, every time the emotional pain would put me in a
Here's a
position to
confession.
stay paralyzed in fear
Who said
of change,
who said it was that
I
big?
found myself stuck in my own rut that I created.
Julia.
And the more I thought about the emotional pain, the
Yes.
more it paralyzed and isolated me to the point where I was afraid to even take a step forward to try anything different or new. Oh man, I reflect on those times and I have to find the inner strength and pray and ask the universe and ask my God of my understanding to give me the power to open the door, turn the knob and walk through it without no fear. Cause it's in the mind. Everything that we stop ourselves from doing or position ourselves to become, it begins with a
Oh, I
thought.
forgot. She also said
And
speculums
thoughts
are
can
poisonous
ultimately
chemicals.
turn into physical pain if we allow it to
One
consume our
thing that the
brains.
exopathic brain, what
I
was it
learned
called?
that shit about pain management. Like it might hurt physically, you might be in pain, but the body is so amazing that it can overcome any kind of whatever suffering is going through. But you got to put in some work. See, I was always afraid to put in the work. I was afraid to put in the work to love myself, to grow up, to remove myself from certain situations, people, places, and things. And as a direct result, I had to go through some hard ass lessons in life, that put me in a position to not trust my own thinking. My shit is twisted sometimes. I always gotta seek outside help. I gotta seek a power greater than myself to put me back on track.
This
Whether
is
that be
a
just speaking to another person that I have no idea who you are, just walk up to you and just start talking and letting you know where I'm at in my life. You never know who you might encounter in this world. You just gotta put your fear to the side. Especially if you need someone to talk to and you ain't got nobody in your life. Just put your trust in something you can't see for that moment. Nine of Swords. Yeah, exactly.
What they say,
Them Nine of Swords. Well, the Eight of Swords is the breaking point for me. Because why do I always self sabotage? I had to ask myself this with them Eight of Swords, the thinking that put me in a position to always be mentally entrapped and imprisoned in my own mind. What am I doing that's causing those thoughts to keep me in bondage from freedom? And when I'm not talking about the freedom that people seek from the society's viewpoint, such as if you're in jail or incarcerated, no, because we as human beings, we can ultimately put ourselves in our own mental prisons. That's the Eight of Swords.
he's being
And
weird for
breaking
some
free
reason.
from that energy takes a whole lot of self inventory
So
and actually, having the willingness to be honest with yourself and ask yourself some imperative questions that can make you or break you. Yo, truth hurts, man. But trust me, once you tell the truth to yourself, you can't allow anyone outside to come in and continue to lie to you because your spirit ain't gonna allow that shit to take place. You gonna learn how to speak up for yourself. And once you do that, you're gonna make a lot of enemies because it's easier to comfort a person with a lie than to actually tell them the truth. Now apply that same scenario to yourself. It's more easy for me to comfort myself with my own self-deception rather than telling on myself in order for me to change anything that ain't working for me. And sometimes we need people in our lives to put us in check. Feel me? It all comes
I'm
down to your perspective once again.
not she's Trail Bride's wife.
Alright, I'll get this deck. Let me clear this deck. So I'm gonna do a daily message for tomorrow morning.
This is just absurd to me.
Alright, let's shift the atmosphere. Throw some Kuan Yin. Put my girl on.
Why would you be
Put her on fire. She's on fire tonight. That's right. Uh-oh. Oh, Lord, I'm making a hot mess in the table. Here we go. Come on, don't fail me now. Kuan Yin. There we go. Cool. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome. My name is Maria. Haven't been here for a while. But you know what? Spirit always shows up right on time. So if you're just new or if you're old coming back, stick around and allow Spirit to provide you with the guidance and information you may need in order to find peace and serenity in your heart. You got to be open and honest with yourself. Spirit of the Most High and Divine that resides within me, I ask that you provide me with the truth, wisdom, clarity, and understanding. Because it is only through the collective consciousness that I pray for all those in need of peace and serenity. Guide me, Holy Divine. Protect me, archangels, as I read into the tarot on behalf of the collective so that they may transmute their energies to serve them throughout their days for their greatest and their highest good of all. I thank you in advance for any messages that will be received on behalf of the collective's energy and greatest and highest good. And so it shall be, y'all. Let's get these decks cleared up. Gonna work with some oracles as well. This is a collective energy reading for Monday, June the 12th, I believe. Don't quote me on that, y'all. I gotta check the dates. Time is of the essence. Absolutely. Let's go ahead and clear the Divine Energy Oracle deck. Let's open up the reading. And we'll be closing out the reading with the wisdom of the Oracle. Now, just little food for thought. I am available for personal and private readings. You can email me if you would like a personal private reading. But if you want a live mini read, that information can be found in the description down below. All personal and private readings are sent privately via email or text if you feel comfortable providing me with a contact number. Other than that, let's get into the daily message for the start of the new week, y'all. Let's see what Spirit wants you guys to know for the week coming up ahead. All right? Wisdom of the Oracle. Got my clarifying deck ready. Main tarot deck. Let's go ahead and open up this reading with a moment of silence, asking Spirit to guide us. And what is it that Spirit needs you guys to know just for this moment? What's the message for the new week? Monday. Bottom of the deck. Spirit ain't playing with us today, because this message applies to me as well. Let me make it very clear. All right, y'all? I ain't exempt. Whatever messages come through is not only for you guys, it's for me to apply in my life as well. So Spirit wants us to know it's time to be true to ourselves. Be true to yourself. What do you got to do? Rejuvenate. Time to rejuvenate that spirit. Imagine solutions. What are you holding yourself back from? Imagine. Imagine your dreams coming into fruition. Being true to yourself first and foremost. Finding the solutions in order to rejuvenate what once was lost within your heart. Alright, y'all? So, with that, let's keep that up front. Be true to yourself. Alright? And let's get into the message. start off slow, alright? We're going to work with 3 energies first and foremost and see what Spirit ultimately guides us to do moving forward. Be true to yourself. Thank you, Spirit. Another thing I would like to know, like, for those out there in the collective, like, what does being true to yourself ultimately look like in your eyes? How would you put yourself in position to be true to yourself? Especially if you want to reignite some sort of passion and desire that you have burning inside, but you just don't know how to get it off the ground. It's time to rejuvenate, y'all. Rest. Find that peace of mind. Here we have the 3 of Wands. Collectively, in your mental position, your current energy for the beginning of this week is no longer are you going to be sitting around waiting for anyone to come in or any ships to come your way. The 3 of Wands is all about perspective. Are you being true to yourself? Spirit wants you to rejuvenate your mind, body, and spirit. So mentally, you're going to start off this week on a positive notation. Imagine that, collective, that you don't have to wait for anyone or anything. Because if you're being true to yourself, what's going to happen? These 3 of Wands is going to come into fruition and you're going to find yourself in a better position to take action. 3 of Wands, not waiting for anyone or anybody to come into your life. Look at, he's sitting there. What do he look like he's doing? Energetically speaking, it's time for us to rejuvenate our thought process, right? Being true to ourselves is to find a solution within the problem that we believe that we are facing. 3 of Wands is about taking action, meditating, rejuvenating your spirit in order to find a passion to move forward. Let's see what energy is crossing you. Wow. 8 of Coins. Be true to yourself. The 8 of Coins is talking about the tangible. Things you can see, touch, hear, and feel. 8 of Coins crossing this 3 of Wands energy. For the start of this week, it's time to find a solution within the problem, which is what? The 8 of Pentacles. Putting in that hard work. Rejuvenating your body. Resting your mind and your spirit so you can ultimately move forward on your journey, on whatever it is you are seeking. You got to be true to yourself. You got to get to the nitty gritty of it all. 8 of Coins talks about putting in that hard work and labor in order for you to produce and reap the benefits and the rewards of the fruits that you have worked hard to instill in your life. Being true to yourself is knowing at the end of the day, if you don't get the job done, if you don't step up to the plate, if you don't show yourself what you are capable of doing, nobody else is going to do it for you. Being true to yourself is believing in a power greater than yourself that's going to guide you ultimately in your own process of recovering from whatever fears that have kept you stuck and stagnated for far too long, y'all. 8 of Pentacles. Here we have the 5 of Swords. Ultimately, at the end of the day, mind, body, and spirit. In your spirit, 5 of Swords is that internal conflict. What are you conflicted about? Spirit is already letting you know it's the dawn of a new day. This week is going to be a challenge for many. With the 5 of Swords, it's about internal conflicts being defeated. How do you defeat that internal conflict? With the Five of Swords, your mental capacity. You tell yourself the truth, right? Five of Swords. Three of Wands, taking action, resting, rejuvenating your mind, body, and your spirit in order to what? To find the solution. The solution in which is preventing you. You got to think and imagine it first in order for it to come into pass. Eight of Coins. Whatever you want and desire in this life can come into fruition. But you gotta be willing to be true to yourself. So what is these Five of Swords doing to you, collective? Let's go ahead and clarify. Because at the bottom of the deck, we have the Four Cups. Something emotionally that you are attached to is no longer bringing you happiness, joy. Four Cups. Overall theme for tomorrow's read. Tomorrow morning. It's time for you to do some self-evaluation in order to rejuvenate your spirit, because this Four Cups is putting you guys in position. Look, and Justice is right underneath this. So we're going to put Justice right over here, because there's something that's about to be balanced out in your life. And because a new week is about to dawn on all of us, Spirit is reminding us. Eight of Coins. Are you ready to put in the work? Yeah. It's going to hurt. Going to have some fears. But at the end of the day, let's clarify and get some more information on the Five of Swords. Why is the Five of Swords here? And the Four Cups. Be true to yourself. The oracle message that opened up the reading for the start of this week, being true to yourself consists of finding the justice within you to balance out the scales of something that no longer is bringing you peace and happiness and joy. You've waited far too long for that person, that place, or something in your life that no longer is bringing you happiness. The hard work and effort you done put in, it's time to rejuvenate and refocus and imagine a new solution. But you got to get past the Five of Swords energy, y'all. Let's clarify. What's blocking the collective? Why is the Five of Swords here? Five of Swords is not about you having confliction with anything outside of you. Five of Swords talks about that internal unrest, unjust inside. Are you being true to yourself in order to rectify whatever is causing you the heartache and the pain with that Four Cups? Three of Wands talks about no longer waiting on your ships to come in. That was the first energy that came up. The Three of Wands. If you put it next to the Four Cups, you'll see someone waiting to come in to bring in the happiness. But ultimately, the Three of Wands is an energy where you got to put in the work to find your own happiness on your own accord, collective. Let's not get this shit twisted now. Come on, Spirit. Help me out here. Then we got Justice. Let's clarify the Five of Swords first. Five of Swords. It's being clarified with the Death. So ultimately, in order for you to find peace and happiness and that unrest that's keeping you and preventing you from finding happiness with the Four Cups. Because right now you could be aligned with certain energies that got you all up in your feelings. But at the end of the day, Spirit is here to remind all of us It doesn't take another person to bring us happiness and joy. What it takes is a rejuvenation of our mind, body, and our spirit. We gotta die to the old feelings and bugaboos that keep us mentally entrapped with this Five of Swords, this inner conflict that keeps us from moving forward and stirring in our own bullshit. At the end of the day, it takes a lot of effort and hard work with the Eight of Coins to actually look at the fine print. Being true to yourself talks about looking at every detail in your life right now that you have manifested and ask yourself for the start of this new week, are you truly justified in feeling unhappy in a connection that you ultimately preyed upon to come into your life? But Spirit wants to remind you, if you want something different, you got to do something different. Three of Wands talks about taking that action to stop waiting for that ship to come on in, because it's going to bypass you and keep on rolling. I don't see no water pushing it towards you this way. All I see is the wands on the top reminding us it's time to grab one of them wands and keep it moving and start focusing on the most important person in this arena right now. Death and transformation. Dying to the old way of thinking with this Five of Swords. Dying to the simple fact that sometimes we seek karma and justice in certain areas of our life that are not needed, when the universe and spirit is going to put us in position to make us be more aware and aligned with the Four Cups, the emotional turmoil that we have placed upon ourselves in our own hearts. Being true to ourselves is eliminating the process of change and waiting for someone to bring in that happiness, to give us those cups that we naturally and effectively can give to ourselves by putting in the hard work and effort and actually rejuvenating our mind, body, and spirit to take action, to move forward, no matter who comes, no matter who go, and no matter who stays. Eight of Coins is being clarified with the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups talks about finding people with like-minded individualities that are seeking the same things that you are seeking in your life. So, with the Eight of Pentacles reminding you, if you're unhappy in a situation, Spirit wants you to know you're not a tree. Get up and remove yourself from whatever situation you find yourself stuck and stagnated in that's causing you the mental confliction with that Five of Swords. And know that the Three of Cups is about finding community, finding your own true family. Justice will prevail. But in order for justice to prevail, you got to be true to thy own self. The Three of Wands is being clarified with the Emperor energy, and the Emperor is simply a masculine or could be a feminine energy that ultimately is going to take reign over his empire. You are the creator of your own universe. Being true to yourself ultimately consists of balancing out the scales within you. How do you do that, collective? By finding the balance within you to know that telling yourself the truth, that no matter where you at in your life, at this particular time, just for today in this moment, a new dawn is about to arise for many. Becoming the Emperor talks about taking challenges, finding the solutions to the problems that are being created in your own mind. With death and transformation comes change and rejuvenation. Death is clarified with the Five of Swords. Whatever inner conflict or turmoil that you are possessing right now due to some sort of emotional connection that no longer is working for you, Spirit reminding you with the Emperor energy, it's time for you to become your own boss. Man up, woman up. Justice will prevail once you know where the justice lies. Being true to yourself, clarified with the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands simply gets what she wants because she knows who she is and she knows what she wants. At the end of the day, that fire energy will prevail. And with the Queen of Wands and the Emperor coming through, many of you are in for the ride of your life this week. But just be mindful that in order for transformation to occur, an admission to yourself with the Five of Swords, what's holding you back? That Four of Cups. Starting anew with the Fool's energy, taking that leap of faith, moving out of a certain emotional connection with someone or something that you have been equipped to for far too long. In order for you to find that freedom from within, collective, you got to be willing to take that energy of the Fool and start over all again. Three of Cups. Clarifying the Eight of Pentacles. Remember that? Justice. And once you balance out the scales throughout this week, justice will prevail with new opportunities of growth, financial stability for some, and emotional stability for others. But at the end of the day, until you are ready to release and let go of what's been holding you from the transformation and change with this Death card that's ultimately showing us through the Five of Swords, our intellect, our thinking process has to change in order for us to release anything that we're holding on to that is no longer serving us for our highest good. That's why with the Fool's energy that's clarifying this Four of Cups, no longer do we have to sit stuck and stagnated. It's time to take control of your own empire. You feel me, y'all? So with all that being said, let's go ahead and close out this tarot message and move on to the final oracle message for tomorrow's daily energy reading. Thank you, Spirit, for all the messages that were received. And so it shall be. Be true to yourself, y'all. All right. Final message will be coming from the wisdom of the oracle. Okay. Can I have 3 cards, please? Thank you. Go the distance. No matter what. Go the distance. Final message. Overall message. Go the distance means at all costs, any means necessary. You gotta believe in you. Be true to yourself consists of going the distance. Knowing for a fact that no matter what comes down the pipeline, you gotta keep it moving, y'all. We got the yin and the yang energy. But here we have the masculine yang coming through. It takes diligence and effort. That male masculine emperor energy to stand up to yourself and go the distance. Final message. if you're looking for milk and honey in your world, it's going to take a lot of effort. Eight of Pentacles, Emperor energy to come through in order to go the distance, to achieve the ultimate victory, which is balance within yourself. Just for today, y'all. Alright? And with that being said, I want to thank you for taking this journey with me. Peace, love, and walk in grace, y'all. See y'all later.